Here is a way that you can get world-class creative, test it, make it more effective, make it more quickly than you can with any traditional ad agency. This is a game changer. This is the process that's currently disrupting the big agencies. You know this, you're in the ad industry, right? This is a typical ad agency production process. Starts out with a client brief. Brief is explaining what the client problem is, what they're gonna do about it, what they need done from a marketing perspective, who the target market is, etc. They're gonna hire an ad agency, and the ad agency is gonna develop campaign concepts. They'll develop probably 6 to 8 different concepts, present it to the client. Client selects a campaign concept. Then they need to make spots, ad concepts that fit under the campaign. There was probably 1 or 2 spots proposed during the campaign concepting phase. You're probably going to want to shoot 6 to 8 spots so that you have enough spots to run in media so you can then optimize down to the best performing ads. Let's say you have 1 or 2, so you're going to develop 4 to 6 more concepts. Then you are going to test them. Why are you going to test them? Because if you test them and then you have data that says the ads were good, but they perform, they can go back to the client and say, look at the data. All the data told us it was going to perform. How do they test? You're going to test with animatics. Animatics are not the ads. Animatics are not even animations. Animatics are barely functional storyboards that may or may not convey the essence of what the ad is. Why do they make these? Because you want to test all of these things. You can't go ahead and make the ad and then test them, right? That would be very expensive if you're an ad agency. Then you take your janky animatics out to focus groups, you send them out in surveys, and you get response from your prospective target market. Now, what are you gonna do with that information? You're gonna go back to the client and you're gonna revise the ad concepts based on this feedback. How valuable is this feedback? Well, focus groups are usually comprised of people that have free time during the middle of the day, and they are incented usually by $50 gift cards. So you've got a group of people that have free time in the middle of the day and need 50 bucks giving you opinions on your ads. How's that gonna work out for you? Then you revise the ad concepts based on this. 100% of ad professionals will tell you that going through focus group testing never leads to better creative. It always leads to watered down creative. So now you have 6 to 8 concepts here that are now watered down versions of what everybody liked back here. It's time to shoot. What do? If you're the ad agency, you don't shoot. You're just an idea company. If you're an ad agency, now you hire a director. The director, if you don't know how this works, the director is always tied to a production house. What this means is the agency is gonna present a bunch of directors from production houses which they have relationships with. Nothing inherently wrong with this, but everybody should know you are not selecting a director from the universe of available directors. You're only selecting from the microverse of directors that are available within the production houses that the agencies have relationships with. So now you've gone from 1 vendor to 2 vendors, and it's time to shoot. Now you've got 2 different companies on this shoot, right? You shoot for about, let's say, 6 to 10 hours a day for 1 30-second spot. You've seen so many different takes. You don't know what you're gonna have until you get to the edit, honestly. Then, what are you gonna do with that film? You are gonna bring it to a post-production company. This is yet a 3rd vendor, and they're gonna do all your editing. Now you're putting the spots together. Now you have what are close to finished spots. Then the VFX begins. VFX may be part of the post house, but they may also be a 4th vendor. So at this point, you have 4 vendors along for the ride. The VFX company is going to put all the screens on the devices if you are on, say, a phone shoot or a computer shoot, or if you had a tablet or device in it. In addition, they're gonna do all of your motion graphics. If you have anything fancy going on, the VFX department is gonna do that. Now you have finished ads. Okay, they're trafficked. Here's the thing, of the 6 to 8 ads you made, probably only 3 or 4 are gonna perform, and soon enough, you're gonna optimize down to 1 or 2 of your best performing ads. So you have spent all of this time and all of this money just to get the 1 or 2 ads that perform. What do creative production companies do. They have creative services, they have production capabilities, they have host in-house, and they have VFX in-house. You've just gone from 4 vendors to 1 vendor that can do all of the things as well, probably better than you're gonna get using 4 different shops. My company, Wild Gravity, has the best process for making premium and digital content for the world's largest brands. Now, all of the important things that happen in this process, but it is a collapsed, more efficient method of producing world-class creative than is possible this way. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna come up with ad concepts, but you are not doing this part. This is a waste of time. This does not add value to your creative. Well, John, you're gonna end up with creative that hasn't been tested. How do you know if it's gonna work? Well, the thing is, this is so much more effective and so much more timely that you will have the time to put your finished ads in market on digital. Then you can see if they perform in market. Focus group testing and in-marketing reality are never the same. You should always test your creative in market. The most inexpensive way to test your creative in market is to put it on digital channels. So we are also going to shoot, produce, VFX, and traffic. This process takes about 3 months, quarter of your business year. When I was the client, this would usually cost between $3 to $6 million. Now, here's some things that you're not going to get with this process. You're probably not flying down to Hollywood. You're probably not going to have the best craft services. You will not have an account manager that's going to hold your hand while you're on set. You won't have your own producer to feed lines into. However, you will have a direct line to the director and to the first AC that is actually operating the camera. You may not have handmade guacamole, but you will have better creative.